back to another filming of Captain's Call. I'm Captain John Bushy.
I'm Command Master Chief Michael Wilkins.
And today we have a special guest star with us.
I'm Michael Ryan, the NAF CIO N6.
Great. CIO N6. So what can you tell us about what that is?
The N6 CIO are the people that provide you the comms and IT that you typically enjoy at a base. Nipper, SIPR, phones, anything related to computers or telephones, pretty much that's it.
So you're the network guys.
We are, sir.
You're a great networking.
Well, there's networking in a hardware sense and there's networking in a people sense. Yes, sir, we do both.
Okay. All right. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the department?
Sure. It's a small department. There's me, Mr. James Nagel, our deputy, IT1 Bridget Broussard, our information assurance officer and ComSec officer. We've got two great technicians, Ms. Fujino Reselosa and Mr. Kazuo Kaz Chambers. That constitutes our group, sir.
Okay. And where are you guys located at?
We're located in building 1524 across the runway where Flightline Dental is.
So it's also the same building as where the Emergency Management Office and the EOC is at as well.
Yes, sir.
So on a daily basis, what would you say the department does as far as just routine operations?
Well, we monitor the health of the networks. We process SARs, which are basically forms to get you a new user ID password. A lot of folks are coming in, a lot of folks are going out. We process all those. And we work closely with Region N6 to make sure the programs, which are typically in a Navy installation vertically managed, are properly managed and run.
And then how do you segue into the tenant commands?
We really don't segue too much into the tenant commands. They deal with their own vertical chambers.
Right.
But as necessary, we do make sure that we're in sync with what they want and need.
So do you work then with the command TASOs?
We do. Terminal Area Security Officers, or TASOs, are also called the IT reps, and we have a very active IT rep program, so we work very closely with them because they provide us the interface to the users,
Right.
and they do a good job, sir.
So then that's kind of your interface
Yes, sir.
from,
It sure
from
is.
installation to tenant command. So if you have any issues, contact your IT rep as well as the TASO that can help you out with
Yes, sir.
getting in contact with Mike's folks so they can address whatever issue you have. So
Right now, things have changed a lot, obviously, from an IT perspective from when I first joined the Navy, where I worked on the computers. Well, our computers here are contracted, right?
It is a contract. It's one net computers for the most part, and a lot of the work are done by contractors. But yeah, pretty much they're one net.
And so if I've got a problem with my machine, I don't call my IT like I used to. I call the help desk, and then the help desk helps me.
It does, but your IT rep and our N6 will also assist you if you've got any problems contacting the help desk. Sometimes the help desk may not be providing the kind of help you deserve,
Right.
especially if you're not too bright, and we'd be glad to help you.
He's talking about me, just so there's no ambiguity there. Well, what can I say? I'm a little slow sometimes.
So you recently went through an assessment, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. We're constantly assessed, especially in the area of information assurance, and we had 3 assessments in a very short period of time, all dealing with information assurance, sir. We did real well. There's different levels of information assurance that are practiced on this base, and the bottom line level is the user and us working with the user, and we did very well. In fact, we did the best in Japan.
Great, outstanding. Yeah, I remember getting the outbrief, and they were really impressed with the teamwork, because it's not just NAF Atsugi and us as a standalone organization, but it's all the tenants that are graded as well.
Yes, sir.
And it's all of our computer interactions, it's all of our security, it's all of our mission to do that. So one of those big things was always taking your ID card with you, not leaving it sitting in the CAT card slot. But what are some other key takeaways that they had for us on that? Do you remember?
Well, I don't remember what they said, but here's some other things I got for you, sir.
Sure.
First of all, one of the problems we get are people that stick in a unauthorized USB device into their machine. And in some places, that seems to be allowed, but it is not allowed here. So don't do that. And the second thing is the mandatory information assurance version 3, sir, which has to be done very soon, has to be done. So I urge all our viewers to do that. I think the drop dead date is something like September, and then horrible things happen. But supposed to do your information assurance volume or version 3 training.
Right, and I actually believe for those of us that are at CNIC, the end of June is the deadline that was set for us. So each of your individual commands may have a different deadline, but the bottom line, though, is Navy Cyber Forces has mandated that this training be done by the end of the fiscal year.
Right, and it's done online, CBT, but we also developed here at Atsugi a face-to-face version of that training, which you can get credit for on TWIMS. And we cranked one out in English and in Japanese, and we forwarded it to the region, and they've sent it out to the bases. But if you want a copy of the script and the slides to do that at your local level, we can do that, sir.
Now, we're one of the first commands to offer that in Japanese, aren't we?
Yeah, we're the first.
You know, that's a great benefit for our Japanese workers to where they can learn in their native language as opposed to having to conduct that in English as a second language.
And doing it as a mass GMT, everybody gets it all at once. It's taken care of instead of everybody having to log in and spending that 30 to 45 minutes of time individually. Because I know there's not a ton of seats out there. It's not always easy to get on a computer or to take the time that's necessary to do that. So the GMT option is a great benefit to everybody. So, well, you know, it's interesting you mentioned plugging USB devices in. When I've even plugged in or unplugged my speakers from my computer, I all of a sudden get a warning. So the network is always watching what's being plugged into the computers.
Exactly, sir.
Yep, so just don't do it. If you need to charge your device, bring a charger from home, but please do not plug it into the computers.
Right, don't charge your phones and stuff like that. Don't do things like that.
Yeah, because your phone has the capability to record data. It has the capability to transmit data as well. So your phone, your iPods, any type of devices. So
Yes, sir.
just not authorized. Well, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or bring up today while we got you here?
No, sir. We got a great user population, a good community, and it's a great place to work.
Outstanding. Well, CMC, you got any questions for Mike?
No, I think I've already covered all mine.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for the first half. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the second half. This half I'd like to kick off with our Sailor of the Week, and this week it's ABE2 Dannon from Air Operations. He's been aboard Atsugi since June of 2015, and he works over at Air Operations with runway support. I know he's one of the guys that is instrumental with making everything happen over at Air Operations. He's also one of those folks that you don't realize he's there until he's not there, and you realize all the expertise that's missing. So I want to say congratulations to him, and we'll shift gears over to our BZs. So CMC, would you like to help me out?
Absolutely. Our first Bravo Zulu, our service provider is Ranger Jim. Thank you to Karen. And the other fellow that helped me in obtaining my keys that fell into the Stairmaster machine. They opened it up and got them out for me. Very friendly and outstanding customer service. Thank you again.
All right, service provider is Halsey Jim. Thank you for providing the spin cycle class on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. The instructor, Ron, was very helpful and explained things very well. I hope it continues.
Service provider is family ombudsman, Miss Eldotha Fields' enthusiasm and love for what she does on a day-to-day basis made the 2 days of training truly enjoyable. She went above and beyond in providing the opportunity for the class to receive this important training. I honestly wish I was coming back tomorrow. She is such an amazing asset to this community.
All right, and service provider is Dunkin' Donuts. I just want to say to Sloan, say that Sloan is amazing. She always remembers my son's order, which is amazing in itself. She's always smiling, courteous, and makes my son feel big when she asks him for his order. Thank you very much, and having her as an employee. So thank you very much to Sloan over at Dunkin' Donuts. You know, I actually want to back up just a smidge to that BZ about the ombudsman. So something that's important with the ombudsman is making sure that all the dependents contact the ombudsman. All the spouses are in contact with the ombudsman. Because if we have a natural disaster or a mishap of some type, heaven forbid, but we're going to be busy running the installation and trying to take care of the mission, and we really need to have everybody plugged in with their ombudsman, because the ombudsman's a critical member for you to get information, for you to know what's happening and to know what your responsibilities are in case we have a NEO evacuation or in case we have a natural disaster, because the commands are going to be very busy trying to take care of the military mission we have to do here. So I can't ask more urgently enough that everybody contact their command ombudsman and that you connect with him or her so that you are in connection with the installation with your own command should something happen, and then you're informed and you know exactly what to do.
Skipper, that's a great point. I'd like to take this opportunity actually to mention that we have NEO Night out coming up here in a very short time. I'm not actually going to say what time it is. That's actually a great opportunity for everybody that's out there to reach out to their ombudsman, because your ombudsman has that information. And what a great night of information we have planned for you to help you in the event of a NEO.
Yep, exactly. We talk a lot about NEO and ombudsman during AOBICR. And I can't stress enough how important it is for you to contact the ombudsman. They're not going to spam you with information. They're only going to send you things that's urgent and things that's necessary for you to know. But they are a critical resource in time of an emergency. So please reach out to your ombudsman and help him or her, because they're going to help you when the chips are down and when you need some assistance.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think that's all we have this week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.